Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Star Wars Rebels Season 3, Episode 9, the Wynkahthu job?
Wynkahthu.
Wynkahthu.
I was gonna say Wynkahthu.
Yeah, I could, every time I look at that word, my mind goes blank and I will not speak.
There's a lot of consonants next to each other, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
John's weaving all the podcasts we do together. It's all coming together. So, Ezra's got a lead on getting us some bombs, and we're not gonna it's Hondo. It's Hondo. His source is Hondo.
It's always Hondo.
It's always
I know.
Hondo.
It's literally the only friend he has outside the ship. I mean, who the hell else does he talk to?
No one.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. I never really thought about that, John, so you're totally right, though. Wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah, he doesn't really have an established relationship with anybody, so at this point...
Anyone outside the Ghost Crew, outside the Rebellion, yeah. It's Hondo.
Yeah.
No, he has no other friends in the Rebellion. Zero.
The Ghost Crew. They're not friends?
Yeah. The Ghost Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it.
Okay. Alright.
And even him and
At least-
Chopper, on terms.
Chopper keeps punching him.
Well, Chopper knows a shite when he sees one.
That he does.
Yeah, this is true.
He's gonna break his
Actually,
kneecaps.
and there's a part in there that I'll mention, which I thought was hilarious with Chopper. I thought it was very funny. Anyway.
You can mention it. Which part?
Oh, well, I mean, it's towards the end, so that's why I was like, oh, maybe we should wait. But it was when Chopper, at the end, when Chopper's, floating away, he's like, Ezra's like, what do you mean every man for himself? You're a droid. And then Zeb's like, I hope your fuel cuts out, or whatever, as he's on his own back to the ship, bye.
Yeah, suck it.
That was great.
This is not where I die.
The more
I'm not gonna die today. I thought that was so funny. Anyway, that was a good Chopper moment.
Oh yeah. And the more and more we talk about the things Chopper is probably saying that we can't understand, the more he just sounds like Bender
Yeah.
from Futurama. If he could, I bet he would say, "Bite my shiny metal ass."
Yeah. Yes.
He's not shiny.
No, exactly.
He knows it.
Shinier than yours, meatbag. Yeah, so it's surprise, it's Hondo, and everyone's like, oh god, really? But it's a good lead, and they need those bombs. Their last foray to go get bombs ended up in them having to use them against AT-ATs. Or the ATSTs.
I think they're ATSTs.
ATSTs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was with the was that the super tactical droid and the
Yes, right.
That
Yes.
was when the mission with Rex.
Yeah.
They ended up having to use the bombs.
It was. Yep.
Yeah, so they really can't pass this up. As much as Hondo is going to backstab them.
Yeah. Well, and I like how they were kind of Kanan's to Hera, I know you want to protect him, but he's got to learn, on top of everything else. But, I feel like with Hondo, Ezra sort of still has that expectation of him. Maybe not. I mean, he kind of came true for him. I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he saw a little bit of Hondo, especially how he treats what he calls friends, his crew.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of enlightened him. And I don't think he looks at Hondo the same anymore after this episode.
Yeah. Well, he had that moment too at the end where he's just like, he says, Ezra, you never disappoint me. He's like, I wish I could say the same. I was like, well, come on, kid. I figured that out. He's a pirate, but okay, fine. You need to learn it, fine. Now you learn. So.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't think that was something he realized before this episode. Like, yeah, he knew he was a pirate, but everything worked out. Like, they were so close this episode to things not working out that I think Ezra was like, oh, well, I guess he's not who I thought he was.
Actually an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually just out for himself. Oh, gosh.
And I'm so proud of Kanan to have said that. To have said, Ezra's going to have to learn about that we can't keep telling him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he won't listen. He knows that already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but just to have the faith that he can learn that on his own as well, without too many dangerous repercussions, which there almost were, but there weren't, thankfully.
Yeah. And it shows he's not smothering him, or at least he's trying not to smother him.
Right.
So that's refreshing.
Yeah. Well, part of when he was when he finally got knighted in that vision in the last season was him finally giving in to the fact that he can't always protect Ezra, and he just can do what he can do just to kind of accept the way things are, which kind of made him step more into a more sense of, I think, harmony and trust in the Force or whatever. So, but just to know that about Ezra as well, and just be like, I can only do so much, and he has to learn some of these things on his own. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he definitely trusts Ezra. As much as he'll make jokes and be like, sometimes he's my apprentice, he definitely does trust Ezra.
Yeah. No, one of the best things that I liked, and this is going back to the beginning of the season after, he had been, out of it because of losing his sight, and he was so far removed. Ezra gave him a hug. He was, desperate to have him back and just have that, because he is important to me. He is, a father figure. So I was like, aw.
Yeah.
So that's a very important bond right there, which, again, makes me scared for what's going to happen in the future. So, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But I'm a little less scared seeing how Kanan's been handling it. He hasn't been trying to hold on too tight. He hasn't been, scolding him like Obi-Wan scolded Anakin, So it's making me feel a little better.
Yeah, no, I think as much as, Ezra's learning these things too, Kanan's allowing him to, but Kanan's learning in that process as well, which is also important. So
definitely. So Zeb led this mission. Ezra again is just like, oh, why can't I do it? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, Ezra, God, you can't be like queen of everything. Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Well, I feel like, because every episode it seems to be trying to teach Ezra a lesson, and that lesson is stop being a dick. Which he then forgets in the next episode.
Yeah.
So they had to teach him again.
But it's been don't be a dick in this specific way, and I think we're moving around the spectrum of dicketry. And maybe we'll make it all the way around.
Someone needs to say
all the way around.
You're
all
a dick. And 10 to 1, it's going to be speed.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, he still has this complex where he wants to, he does want to do more, and I guess that's not a bad thing, but it's just sort of he wants to own everything almost, be in control still. He's got that control complex.
Well, he also thinks he's better than everybody else besides Kanan.
Yeah,
at this point,
a little bit of that too.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of that, hotshot thing going on. He thinks he's cool, he is pretty talented with the Force, as we're beginning to see. But yeah, I think it's just almost typical teenager kind of getting a little bit out of their element, think they're really hot shit, and, and he is powerful with the Force and pretty good with the lightsaber. So I think all those things are kind of, and the fact that he is a teenager in the rebellion, he's being very helpful and strategic in some ways, and and he's making strides, really, really quick ones and really powerful ones. Not like Anakin, who, Obi-Wan said it, there was many problems there, with that was going on, but he's like, he's arrogant, and that's kind of the same thing with Ezra, as he's very powerful and kind of a good, quick learner, but it's going to his head. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that arrogance coupled with fear and anxiety of losing people. I mean, I think he's getting better in that regard. Like, he's getting a little less.
He
well,
is.
I think in each episode he's realizing how capable his friends are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, at this point, you can't ever doubt Sabine ever again.
No. She kicks the shit out of everybody.
And, like, Zeb had everything handled this time, so he knows Kanan's better than him in every possible way.
Even blind. Like, he shoots ships out of the sky, and he's blind.
He's even better now that he's blind than he was when he had sight. And then Hera is the best pilot he knows, so, you know, I think at this point he doesn't have much of a reason to doubt anybody, except for Chopper, but we know this. Chopper's never going to change. It's a droid.
Chopper's a chode. Yeah. We know this.
This is how that goes. And that's interesting, too, though, is, like, you know, that willingness to give up and, like, when you love somebody, you know, trusting them with themselves, with the responsibilities. And that was actually the funny thing is that fear of losing people and needing to control where they are and make sure they're safe and take care of everything. That's what ultimately led him to realize that he cared, because he has, like, in the first season, that conversation, like, in meditation with Yoda, he, like, you know, he's like, no, I'm a loner, my parents are gone, like, I'm just whatever. And when he first teamed up with them, and he's like, no, I've grown to care about these people, because he was scared of losing them. That's what led him to realize that he cared about them. So that anxiety can be a good thing, but yes, as we have seen, it can also go very, very wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think, and you know, I guess at this episode too, like, he also still feels some kind of kinship to his younger self, where he's like a street rat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Hondo and Morrigan kind of represent that side of him a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, to take what's mine and, you know, screw everybody else sort of side of himself that I guess, you know, he's still going to always be, because he grew up mostly on his own, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he can't take the Aladdin out of Aladdin.
No.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, even with the short hair, he's got the Aladdin about him.
He does.
and Hondo acts a little childish. He's very giddy and energetic all the time, and happy. And I think Ezra sees that part of himself in there too. It's just he's kind of an asshole, so it's like, well.
He's just out for himself, you know, and that's kind of, and that's normal for a character like him. The kind of the reason why he always, I think, I liked having him in Clone Wars or working so well with Obi-Wan and Anakin is they knew exactly what to expect from him every time, and they generally had a backup plan for it, which made it always work to their advantage. Mm-hmm. So here, it's not always true, but it does tend to work out, like Ezra said. So
yeah. Oh yeah, I lost my thought. It literally just flew away.
Bye, thought.
Bye.
Bye. Come back.
No, it's all right. If I leave it alone, it'll come back. But yeah, obviously Hondo lied a little. He had been there before. One of his crew they had left him there, and I think that was part of the reason where Ezra's like, "That's not cool. You just left your dude."
Yep.
And then Hondo's like, "Oh, of course I was gonna come back for him," and the totally, you know, I know you're lying, Hondo. Stop.
Yep.
And I know I said this the first episode of this season, where it's like whenever Hondo comes back, I'm like, "Yeah, it's Hondo." Oh shit, it's Hondo.
Yeah, no,
the same thought.
I do that too.
He's so fun and energetic, but then you know he'll just freaking leave you to.
Yeah, he'll just do whatever he wants.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if you're gonna die. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he'll save his own butt. And Hondo got no treasure. None.
He never does.
Great.
No. Nothing substantial anyway.
But I mean, it was cool to just have like an old-fashioned heist for an episode, I think.
Mm-hmm. I did like that too.
Yeah. Going in.
Definitely better than last episode.
We're getting out.
They had had been trying to get bombs for a couple of episodes as well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of thing. Well, they want the Y-Wings to be armed.
Yes.
Right.
So,
they want them to do their job.
They kind of need them.
Mm-hmm.
And then also they have that TIE bomber that they stole.
That's true.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's true.
So they could still be using that.
Oh, I wonder if Sabine gave it a paint job.
Ooh, yeah.
I certainly hope so.
I hope it's purple this time.
Yeah.
I would love a purple TIE fighter. But I lost another thought. Anyway.
Okay, my thought.
We got the inventory droid from last season, AP5.
Right.
Yeah, as soon as he walked in, I was like, "Oh, I remember you." And he's just as sassy as when we left him last. So that was refreshing.
Yeah, I love his voice. He's like, well, the way he talks, kind of great. I love it.
I forgot to calculate the sentry droids. Zeb is just like, "You did what now?"
He's like, you didn't tell us what now? We might what? Thanks for the
seriously.
heads up.
Yes.
One job.
Without me, you would have had a 0% chance.
It doesn't make it better.
No. 38% is still really low.
But that's the best part about that joke too, is the droid's not going to see it that way, which
of
makes
course
it
not.
funny.
Yeah. All he
much
sees is
better than 0.
Exactly. All he sees is the improvement. 38 is a much higher number than 0.
Duh.
Still very far from 100.
And everyone still has all their limbs attached, so whatever.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you humans like?
Having all your limbs? Oh my god, and then Hondo making accidental joke about Kanan being blind.
Oh, twice.
And he just kept apologizing.
Yeah, that was...
I did think that was funny, too. I was like, oh, jeez.
I did not write that one down. It just came back to me. That part was so funny.
It was.
Because Kanan doesn't give a shit. He's just standing there like...
Just like...
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it even funnier, is that he wasn't even... I mean, we can assume whatever, but I just can imagine him just not even coming even anywhere close to affecting him. Like, not even in the radar, and that's what made it even funnier. So, for me,
I'm surprised he even listens when Hondo talks. I mean, at this point.
Right? Exactly. That's what I think, too. So I'm just like, probably. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think he was ignoring. Wait, you said bombs? Okay. We need those.
Yep.
Yeah, those sentry droids were really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like, and
so those...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, those are from the Dark Forces video game. Well, they're not exactly. They're in the game, they were called Dark Troopers, and they were like these...
Oh.
Like, as you went through the game, they got, like, more fucking terrifying looking. They started, like, off like kind of normal skinny looking droids, so that, you know, they turned into, like, you know, football player size, like 8 foot tall monstrosities by the end of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're not pretty.
Yeah, and like the fear was real. Like you really felt it. Like they were stalking them on the ship. Like it was a scene from Aliens. You know?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like,
they did a really good job with that in this episode.
Yep.
And
yeah.
I like that they're from the video game, and that I hope that continues. And they've done it before, where they've gone into the extended universe and picked things to like keep canon. Like here's how it's canon.
Like I remember the episode with Leia. Those transport ships were from Kyle Katarn's first game that they used, if I'm not mistaken. Was it? Yeah. I think it was Kyle's first game. That's what those transport ships are from. So they like will grab like a ship from here and like a little Kyle and Jan Ors, they like fly in the multi-growth together.
Mm-hmm.
From I don't want to get the name of the game wrong, so I don't really remember.
Jan is the character that I played in. That you played, or did I play in Imperial Assault? Was that Jan?
No, Jan Ors. You're thinking of Jin.
Jin. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm
someone
thinking
else.
of Jin. Never mind.
Yeah. No, and Jin Odan is actually completely made up for the game. So
yeah, whatever.
But Kyle and Jan they used to be real,
extended
but
universe.
No, they're not real.
Well, they're still real. It's just the extended universe.
Well, to me,
it's Legends now.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Well,
Legends.
whatever.
It's Legends, not canon.
I'd still call it like the extended universe too. Yeah. That just sounds.
Just Legends, as in I don't have to worry about it when I'm thinking about plot anymore. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he's got a long history. It's not worth getting into right now. But anyway, I mean, they also pulled the YT-2400 from the N64 game, Shadows of the Empire. Mm-hmm. So that's where that started. I mean, they put it back into Episode 4 retroactively, but that's where that came from. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
further cementing it in canon.
The only thing is, though, these weren't Dark Troopers.
No,
they did make that very clear in Rebels Recon.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little sad, because they could have really gone into like some crazy plot line with like where the Dark Troopers are coming from and all that stuff. Because Dark Troopers are like, they're supposed to be scary. And there's like a whole, there was like in the Dark Forces game, there was like a whole underground project, which is where these things were coming from, like with the Imperial. So it could have been like a cool like plot line to pursue, but I guess they just were like, we want something scary looking.
Yeah, and I think that's what they said in Rebels Recon, where they were like, these are really scary, let's use them.
Yeah. Which is probably not to be confused with upcoming Death Troopers and Rogue One, whatever they're going to be.
Those are people.
I know. Which I was like, not to be confused, because those are still droids technically, but yeah. So, but like the name is similar, so for that maybe they're thinking of it.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Which, speaking of the Death Troopers, I'm interested to see what they do.
Yes. Oh man, I can't wait. December's.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah. Going back to AP5, him coming in, we're getting a character that we saw a while ago. He's come back into the plot. We've been saying this for the last couple characters who've really had episodes this season, where it kind of gives me hope that they'll come back and have more story time, like, Wedge and who'd we just meet? Mart. I was gonna call him Bart. Mart, whatever his last name is. I forgot. But yeah. Just to get
and those
back.
Yeah.
Good to know the writers don't forget.
Imperial Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do have to say, like, they also did a really good job just from like I don't know if you call it like a filming standpoint in this episode, but like the lighting and stuff was really cool.
And
the way this kind of set the mood and everything, like that was really really awesome.
You can actually call it cinematography. Because they used actual camera techniques where Ezra, I forgot what he says, but he's looking down the hall and there are like 5 of the sentry droids, and it does the vertigo zoom where the camera backs up and zooms in at the same time, so where it changes the distance between the person in the shot and the background, so it's disorienting.
Mm-hmm.
So that they did an actual camera technique, and I was just like, yeah.
Cool.
So no, definitely the attention to that detail was very good in this episode.
Well, I thought they were, and I could see some editing like cuts when it's like, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he's like nervously looking down at Ezra's blaster, then back up, and then they're cutting that from in a perspective, but they're cutting it like you would cut a film back and forth from his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that too. So I was just like, oh, there's like some. I see what you're doing here. Cool.
Yeah, Honda's little jerk friend.
Oh, his name's as Morgan.
As Morgan.
There we go. I couldn't.
Yeah, remember he's the guy who bought Hera.
Bought Hera, yeah.
No, I remember. No, I totally remember that. And she did a really good job of like, oh yeah, okay, and then whack, and like getting out of there, of course.
You hit me with a tray.
Yeah, she's like, she summarized that whole thing perfectly. She's like, that's Lamo Calrissian sold me to this bantha fodder. I was like, I love it. She's using all like the Star Wars slurs. I love it in one sentence. I love it.
All the foul language.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I really have to say about this episode. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before I read the synopsis?
I don't think so. It was, I mean, I felt like going into it as a little bit of a filler episode, which it felt like, but then the last 10 minutes were really exciting, and I think it was well done to that end. So it wound up, even though I thought I was going in and going to be maybe a little bit bored, I wasn't. I thought it was a good ending. So, and they finally gave Zeb a little bit of a spotlight and showed again, like we were saying earlier, proved to Ezra the, his capability as we knew, but just proved it to him. And like, I loved actually that last shot too, where it's like Ezra's clinging on to Zeb, and like Zeb's the one, the one hanging on, but he's like collecting the blaster bolts with his lightsaber. I was like, yay, teamwork, they're cute. I love it. So yeah,
because like the whole time they're fighting the sentry droids, Ezra's using his blaster. He doesn't take his lightsaber out. And we're like, kid, you're a friggin' Jedi, and then he starts deflecting the bullets, and I'm like, there we go.
Well, also, just, like, I liked it in that moment of, like, okay, Zeb's got one job and he's got one job, so let's do this. Like, he's going to get us back up there. I got to make sure we don't get shot. Okay, great, got it.
And in hindsight, the only logic I could see in him not using his lightsaber is because he I don't know how good he is at reflecting blaster bolts yet, so he could have, like, nicked a bomb, and then that could have been bad.
Yeah, and from the episode with the Imperial Super Commandos, we were complaining. We're like, why aren't you hitting any of them with the blasters you're reflecting? And he might not be able to, especially hanging from Sabine's waist.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is like deflecting blaster bolts and then reflecting blaster bolts back at the target are two different forms of Jedi combat.
Yes.
One's like Form 4 and one's like Form 3 or something. I forget what it is, but I mean, Kanan might not really know how to teach that yet.
Yeah.
He definitely knows how to do it.
Because Kanan can do it. Yeah. He's done it a lot, but that's not easy to learn. And not every Jedi does it.
That's true.
No.
To be frank. Not every Jedi knows how to do it. So,
the only ones that I can think of knowing that, besides that we've met that done it, so I'm sure there's others, but like I just distinctly remember again watching Clone Wars, again, Anakin and Obi-Wan could do that, but that's the first time I ever saw that, so.
I think Luke's done it.
Yeah.
For sure. I know Luke's done it.
I think he accidentally did it.
Maybe
probably accidentally.
In Return of the Jedi.
That sounds like Luke.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's something he's learned, since I'd love to see that in episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but John, you might be right. You might have done that too.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I'm sure Yoda's done it. I seem to remember Master Plo Koon doing it.
I love Master Plo Koon. He's the best. I love him. Him and Kit Fisto. Love them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Clone Wars. Jedi Masters.
When there used to be a lot of them.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't even say it because it's like spoiler for like kind of stuff with Rogue One, so I won't say it.
Okay, anyway. I was gonna say if it's spoilers for Clone Wars, we're watching Rebels.
Oh yeah, that's.
But
that's
Rogue One. Let's stay away from that.
No, Rogue One. Yeah, I can't. I am just excited. So yeah.
So next episode is called An Inside Man. Looking for information on a new Imperial weapon, Ezra and Kanan break into an Imperial factory on Lothal. However, they have to trust an enemy to escape from a building that is about to be locked down. And we are getting that old man who used to be the mayor or the governor of Lothal. that character back. I liked him.
Hmm.
It was very cool. I cannot remember his name. Oh, I'm sorry. Today is not the day for me remembering names.
His name is Ryder Azadi.
Azadi,
Okay.
yes.
Was he the one that told Ezra that his parents were dead?
Yes. I
That
think
was-
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I don't think they are, but we'll
That,
see.
yeah, I mean, that's definitely a theory. And since we're going back to Lethal, there may be some ground for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So.
thinking. There might be a development.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be just him and Kanan, too, so
Mhm.
things.
So
Things
do
can
you
happen.
think that this weapon is the Death Star, and this is the tie-in for Rogue One?
That would be amazing.
It could. I don't think it could be a piece of
An
it.
Imperial
that's-
weapon.
Yeah, that would be great.
It would have to be something
be
that
great.
fits in an Imperial factory, so maybe it's a piece of the Death Star.
Yeah, or something.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
I just maybe wishful thinking on my part, but
Yeah, mine too.
And
let
I
me
don't
have
know.
this.
I don't know if anyone else is thinking this, but they have to trust an enemy. Is it gonna be Callus?
Maybe.
Ah.
I was gonna say, who else would be going back to Lethal? You know, to like.
Well, and they just released another a trailer for the episode like yesterday or something like that. I just watched it, and Thrawn is there.
Ooh.
Like
Okay.
he's in the factory with them, like basically trying to find them out because they're in disguise or whatever.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Great.
I don't
Fine.
see Thrawn help.
No,
Okay.
not Thrawn.
No, it wouldn't be him, but that's exciting to know that he'll be in this episode. So yes,
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
he's there.
Definitely.
that'll be good. That sounds like a good episode. That sounds very solid.
Mm-hmm. So, John, where can the people find you? Do that way.
You can find me at No More on Twitter.
Sam, where can they find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Like Leia.
And you can find me at Cleomoto, and you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye guys.
Bye.
We will be doing Rogue One eventually. Eventually.
Yeah.
We tend to be a little late getting around to the movies, but they do happen. No?
The tickets are on sale now, so.
Nice!